Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to the Ohio Dirt Track Podcast. We are here with episode number 4. My name is Clint.
And I'm Jacob. So our guest today has 2 World of Outlaw wins. He was former Rookie of the Year with the World of Outlaws, a 2-time All-Star champion. He has 25 All-Star wins and was the 2004 Brad Doty Classic winner. Today we have local fan favorite Greg Wilson on the show.
Hold up. Wait. Stop the music. I gotta get something off my chest. It's true. This is an excellent conversation with Greg Wilson, but I, Clint, accidentally lost the very end of the interview. Not once, but 2 times. The first time I actually had Greg go back and re-record his answer to the final question because it was so great. And then somehow I found a way to lose it a second time. So I owe Greg an apology. I owe you, the listeners, an apology. And I owe my co-host Jacob an apology. I hope that you can find it in your dirt track loving hearts to forgive me as I continue to try to get better at editing these podcasts and improve the sound quality and production. I promise I'm trying. And now that I've got that off my chest and I could probably sleep tonight, please enjoy this exceptional conversation with Mr. Greg Wilson. All right, we're on the phone here with Greg Wilson. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us tonight. And Jacob, I'm going to let you kick it off.
All right, like Clint said, we're really appreciative to have Greg on the phone tonight, taking time out of his busy day right before Sprint Car World Championship. Greg, you are a fan favorite here in North Central, Northwest Ohio when it comes to sprint car racing. So a lot of people know your backstory, but for those who don't, how did you get started in sprint car racing?
Back when I was a kid, my dad owned stock cars and stuff like that, and grew up around it. And then my uncle was Bob Hampshire, and so when I was a kid, and we started racing go-karts. I mean, all I ever wanted to do was drive Bob Hampshire's sprint car. Oh, we got our first car our family car when I was 15, and started 305 and 360. Kind of at the time, they were kind of a mixed deal, and did a little both of that, and then just kind of progressed, and just fortunate and blessed to still be doing it a long time later.
I believe this is your 26th year racing.
Yeah, I think something like that. I don't ever stop and do the math, but started when I was 15, and I'll be 43, I think, or 44. Heck, I don't even remember it. It's right now it's a busy time, and we're full tilt on looking forward and trying to get our race team where we want it. So not a lot of time to reflect at the moment.
So can you give us the details of your first sprint car win, like where it was, when it was?
Yeah, actually it was pretty cool. Believe it or not, a couple weeks ago, a fellow from Florida actually sent me the paperwork, the payoff, and where I signed when I was, I think, 16 or 17 at Montpelier, Indiana. We followed a little non-wing deal because, obviously my goal was to drive for Hampshire. We ran quite a bit of non-wing stuff in the beginning, and I remember it. I don't remember it. I just remember that we passed the guy on the last corner, last lap to win our first feature, coming out of 4 at Montpelier, and then I think we backed it up. I don't know, shortly thereafter, again at Montpelier, and yeah, man, there's nothing like that first one.
I'd say definitely an exciting way to get your first win, last corner, last lap. No better way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if you're going to script something, that'd be the way that you'd want to do it. But like I said, I've just been very fortunate to have a lot of good people and a lot of help and family, and to be a part of those wins, and look forward to going after some more here.
Now that you are you're not on the Outlaw full-time tour this summer, What's been the biggest adjustment you've had to make and get used to not being on that outlaw schedule?
Well, to be honest with you, me and my wife, we own our own team, and we've had, like I said, we have a lot of people that help us and a lot of partners that help us. And one big adjustment right from the get-go was our partnership with Hercules Tires and planning our summer and planning our schedule, because we do a lot of promotional events, and to intertwine that and still do them a good job, and get our race team back to where we are competitive. I was getting just flat burnout. In any business right now, it seems to be a struggle to surround yourself with the right people. And, I'm pretty picky, and part of that's my fault. And, so getting back home and kind of regrouping, and the rain has hurt us a whole bunch, just like anybody in racing and farming and everything, really. So we've kind of struggled along trying to decide what we wanted to change and to get better. And so that's been a huge adjustment. And, it's just the fact that, I guess for me and my family, being home, mowing the yard, all the normal stuff when you have your own place that we've neglected for 3 years, in our race shop. We've been battling just to get caught up, and we've had some equipment that we need to get rid of, so to return that to cash flow for our team to help improve it. And we're just now getting to the point where I feel like we're making headway at everything. And I physically, I feel better than I have in a long time, and I think it's mostly just from, to put it bluntly, not sitting on my ass in that truck all day long. That World of Outlaw schedule, I have so much respect for those guys who've done it for so long, and glad I was a part of that. It's like I said, me and my family thoroughly enjoyed the travel. I didn't like doing all the driving. That's where we needed to get, try to get some help with the CDL and things like that. Even now on the schedule, because we're still traveling quite a bit, doing the All-Star thing, and in the spring and the fall, we're trying to keep up with the Outlaws and some different schedules to get to some different areas for, Hercules, Ohio Logistics, Gear Alloy, and DNC Hydraulics. So we try to really make sure we take care of our people. And, so the driving part was the hard part. It's great to be home, but to be honest, we get home more than a week or two right now. And, we're with the way the weather's been, there's a couple of weeks we haven't even left the shop or left home. And, man, my kids get antsy. They don't know any different. They've been raised to be on the road. So I don't know if it's, I like being home. My wife likes being home, but I guess it's just a lifestyle that we enjoy and learn to enjoy, and our kids have grown up in it. So, man, they get a little antsy. We got to get them out and let them blow off some stink and get them out on the road and take them to a truck stop or something. I don't know.
Greg, going back to Attica Friday night, I think I must have been sitting pretty close to your daughters in the stands, and they were cheering, hollering for you all night long, and just going nuts when you were on track. How important is that your family is with you at the track?
Man, I've said it over and over and over that the day my family can't go, my race schedule will change even more. But right now they're at the age where they're getting a little older. They want to get involved in some stuff, so our schedule right now will allow us to do that. But I waited longer than most guys to want it. I guess it's a little cliche, but until I met my wife, I was starting to think that I was never going to get kids, and I've always wanted kids. I've always loved kids, being around kids, and when I met my wife, and we had Lily, our oldest one, and man, racing and having family and friends around and winning races throughout the years, and fans. Fans make what we do special, and that's all cool stuff. But there's nothing like holding your kids in victory lane and watching them grow and enjoy the same things that we love. And man, life is good when I got my family around me.
Is there a win that's like most memorable? Like, was it a win that that your daughters got to see, or was it a big race? Or
well, I've been, like I said, I've been pretty fortunate, and when we won a lot of races with my uncle, and I always cherish that. I'm just thinking about it right now, and I'm about half choked up. So those wins were cool. The Brad Doty Classic was really cool in his car, but when Bob and I kind of parted ways and he kind of retired for a little bit, I won the last winged race of Ohio Speed Week, and so that was very, very special. And I mean, I went on the very next week and went and started driving for somebody else. So that meant a lot. He's been a huge mentor to me in racing and in life, and so that was pretty special. But then, we won a big race back in the day with my dad's car at Limaland, which is kind of like the biggest 360 race. We won that, and that was really neat. And a ton of races with Roger McLean and Nickel Brothers. But we won on July 3rd, which is my youngest daughter's birthday, the big 360 race at Waynesfield that they had. And that meant so much because that was when we first took over our team and we were about broke. I wasn't sure how I was going to keep going, and we needed that. And to do it on my daughter's birthday was just pretty special. And then, Eldora, the War of Outlaw win. Most people don't know, but that was Hamp's birthday. That was my oldest daughter's born the 27th. And, so to win on my kids' birthdays and those two wins they're probably the most special to this point. There's one big one at Eldora that, hopefully someday that I can sit in that chair and that would have completed something that I've really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Would that race be paying a couple extra dollars this year?
Yeah, pretty cool what the whole gang down there at Eldora Speedway has done with Kings Royal. To be honest with you, I'm kind of beating around a few races. I mean, coming into the weekend to this race at Mansfield, the Sprint Car World Championships, is a relatively new race, but the amount of money that Cody and Mansfield Speedway has put up, last year we couldn't do it because of the outlaw schedule, but right here in our backyard, I hope that this goes successful and continues on, because it's going to be one of them crown jewel races that you're going to want to win, and it'd be pretty darn cool to get our name on that trophy, pretty early on.
There's bound to be some tough competition there, and you're known to be one of the toughest competitors out there. Who do you see as the toughest person that you've raced against over the years?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, growing up, my hero was Jack Honshield, and come on. I mean, watching him go, he's going to win every lap that he's on the racetrack. So it's really fun to watch him. But probably the most two fierce competitors that I was fortunate enough to race with Steve Kinzer, and there's nothing like that guy. And when he was in his prime and his intensity to win, and now moving forward that we have our own team, to realize what him and Carl and their whole team had done all those years and maintained, just so impressive. But in today's world, like I said, I mean, it was just an honor to be able to be kind of in the middle of that era, to race with Steve and Sammy and I'm going to forget some guys, but Hod and a number of those guys that made our sport what it is today. But to watch what Donnie Schatz is doing, and to become what I would consider a friend to Donnie, I don't. In today's world of sprint car racing and things being so competitive, and people being able to go and just buy all the good equipment, and things have changed a little bit, and to watch him be so dominant right now in the way that sprint car racing is, sometimes I don't know if he gets enough respect in the sprint car world that he deserves, because he's just as good on the track. I mean, he's probably the cleanest racer I've ever raced against, and he's that good a person away from the racetrack. And, like I said, it's just an honor to race with those people and all the guys. I mean, racing at Attica and Fremont these days, to race with guys like Byron Reed and Mintz and Andrews, and, I'm going to forget some guys, and I apologize, but, racing's damn tough, and, I'm very humbled to be a part of it and to get to be a part of it for as long as I've been able to.
I think our next question is going to be one, it's a bigger topic in sprint car racing right now has to do with using tractor tires on the infield as kind of like the out of bounds. How do you